Hello and welcome to Gypsy TV. We got a Jimmy Stockings part 2. James Smith, born, yes, South West London, fight name better known as Jimmy Stockings, yes. Okay, so what have we got? If you haven't watched part 1, you go back and watch it, please, catch it up, because it is, well, people said it was very good. Yeah, so what we've got part 2, and we're going to bring into focus his famous fight in North London in 1988, where he literally had to be as hard as concrete to avoid death, and I mean as hard as concrete to avoid death. Yes, and when the doctor actually said, "You're very lucky, Mr. Smith, not to have died." You're right. Okay, so what happened? Yeah, 1988, North London, Edmonton, Gypsy site. Why did it happen? Playing a game of pool, losing some money, gambling, yeah, to a non-Romany fella. He wants to get even, get his money back. Natural, I suppose. You're losing your dough, doing your Niagara Falls, you want to get even. So what happens? A big figure of a man walks in amongst many other non-Romany people and some Romany people, yeah. He walks into the figure, comes in, plonks down his 50p coin, whatever it was in them days in 1988. I suppose that's what it would have been, on the pool table, and says, "I'm playing next." So Jim says, "No, you're not playing next. There's a gamble going on here. Stand aside." "No, I'm playing next." "No, you're not playing next. There's a gamble going on here. I am doing my money and I intend to try and get it back. I'm either going to lose my money, double more, or I'm going to get it back. So stay out the bet." No, I'm playing next no matter what." Jim goes, "Wallop, you're not playing next." Bit harder than that. Big right hand. Hits a fella. The 6'4" figure was Johnny Love. Over, bang, 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 rowing, they're both into it and they're having a tear up, yeah. Okay, so that's fellow friends, jump in, Roman, he said, "All right, stop this, lads, come on, leave it out now, be. If you're going to do it tomorrow morning." And tomorrow morning they did. So Jim carried on, had a few beers, massive reputation, Jim. Johnny Love, good, strong, young fighting man. Jim was around a 28-year-old mark. Johnny Love was around a 23-year-old mark, and but Jim had a big, massive out there reputation. And Jim actually said he didn't even know if he'd turn up to Jimmy Stockings. He didn't even know he would. And he remember saying he carried on having some drink, and he woke up in the morning. He said, "I knew he turned up." He said when he got out of his car, he kept getting out the car. And he said, "What a big young man with no shirt on." So he says, "Right, away we go." And too late to turn back now. Let's go for it. And that's, you know, the way they went. So Jim, in full attack mode, went straight out. You've got to bear in mind, at this stage, Jim has never ever lost a fight. He's unbeaten. You know, maybe he's finished second in 6-man bar brawls, drunk, falling out, whatever. But straighteners, as they call them, arranged straighteners, he's unbeaten, yeah? He's beaten every character that he can put in front of him. Okay, so his unbeaten record is on the line, and this big, young, intent man comes out, and they just had their very first meet, yeah? Jim's a forward fighter. He goes forward, yeah? And Johnny Love has a hell of a fist. In fact, he hits so hard, right? Johnny Love whacked so hard, the fighter Steve Garber that knocked out Big John Fury, yeah? Johnny Love had his professional boxing heavyweight debut against Steve Garber, and take a look what Johnny Love does to Steve Garber, who is a good fighter. 46 fights is Steve Garber, yeah, as I said, not Big John Fury, Sparko. Have a look what Johnny Love does to this guy on his professional debut. Take a look at this. So you can see what Stockings is up against in punch power. That's how hard this guy can hit against professionals, yeah? Not just people in little villages having reputations or certain corners of London. This guy can do it in the British professional boxing ring where you have to be licensed, trained and fit. So Stockings was facing it. And remember, his unbeaten record is on the line. He come out, and Stockings is a forward fighter, so he goes in with his hands up, yeah, going to throw lever. And what he walks onto is a very same punch, knocks out Steve Garber. Stockings walks onto it. Crash! The same right hand, the same very shot. Stockings goes over. And he don't only go over, he goes smashing down, and he hits the back of his head on the concrete. Wicked scene. Smashes his head down. He bounces off the concrete. Tries to make it to his feet. His unbeaten run, yeah, it's all over. It's all ended. He's just tries to make it to his feet. And the fair play man, Tommy and Billy Brown, two brothers, respected men, from North London, two very, very, very respected men. He makes it. They come to his aid. They're overseeing fair play, and they're entitled to inspect the room. So Stockings is down. He makes his way to his feet, and he's got a hole in the back of his head. And sadly, his fight's over. It's all finished. Or so they think. They inspect his wound, which are entitled to. They inspect the wound, a hole in the back of his head. And it's it. It's over. Even his brother, Wally, was there, fierce fighting man himself, tough man himself. He said, Jim, it's all over. Jim said, no, it's not. No, it's not fucking over. No way. Let me at him. Let me fight. He said, no, Jim. He said, Wally said, you've been down heavily. You've took a massive, massive blow and you've hit your head on a concrete, Jim. You cannot continue to fight. No way. I'm not letting you. He says, I swear on our father's grave, he said, I won't go down again. Come on, let's go again. So the fight continues. Every man and his dog. The old Bill had turned up to keep the peace. Yeah, all right. And they said, just let the boys have a straightener. The old Bill stood back watching it. He's one of the big features in this fight. They stood 7, 8 old Bills stood back watching the fight. Yeah, they let them go on because it was fair. And the fight continues to everybody's amazement. They think Stockings just completely obliterated, out, done, finished, gone. Hole in the back of it. No, let's go. Boom, boom, boom. Forward, fight, Jim. As I said in part 1, hands eye. Doesn't do all this cocky moving stuff, Jim. Doesn't do that stuff. Jim is old school. The only way he knows how. Hands eye, goes forward. Look to the right hands, look to the left hooks. That's the way he fights. Johnny Love, you can just see. He whips that right hand round, massive puncher. The way they go. Boom, 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 boom. This continues, continuation. Now, this fight was a marathon. It looked like it was going to be over in one punch. It's now a marathon. Half an hour passes. Yeah, just boom, 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 boom. The old Bill's radios are going off everywhere, and this is fact. They're going off everywhere. They're ignoring. They're saying, oh yeah, we're on the Gypsy side. We're sorting the trouble out there. Yeah, okay. You need assistance? Oh, no, it's all fine. They were loving the fight. Everybody else, they kept going. 30 minutes, 40 minutes passed. 45 minutes passed. Still going. Boom, boom. No more knockdowns. Just boats. Jim's taking his punches, taking his bashes, and he's giving some. Yeah. He's giving some back. Like in fight 1, Johnny Love, a very, very good hard man. Not quite maybe the skill set of Tom Creamy used to. More scored as an amateur. So Stockings is having success more in this one, but Love's still giving it out. Massive, bang, punch, bang. Still hitting Stockings with massive hits. But for some reason or another, he's took this massive first blow, yeah, smashing his head on the concrete, gets up and keeps going. 1 hour passes, keeps going. Love just big, tall, upright, almost like a Dolph Lundgren type of looking fella, Johnny Love. Not the facial and hair colour, but that was his stature. Yeah, bang. Stockings, just keep going. A hour passes. We've gone over the hour mark. Still going. Hour 5, the same pattern. It's just to and fro. If we can eliminate the first knockdown, yeah, where it smashes his head, where they thought they'd almost killed him, nothing in it. Yeah, keep going. Then we get about hour 15 mark, and something happens. Loves it, still going, Stockings still going, and then all of a sudden Stockings throws out a right and a bang, and catches him plumb, peach, down, out, Love. Now it's his turn to be right in his back and his arse. Stockings celebrates his victory. His brother Wally, yes. There's also a side bet on it. We want the money, we won. So hold on a minute. So Love clambers his way back to his feet. He said, hold on. You had a wound inspected, you had time to recover at the fight. Why can't I? So the fair play men who inspected Jim's wound at the start, when he went down, allowed then Love to get up and said, okay, fine. So they didn't use the 10 count rule, right? So now it's back on again. So they go on. Now it continues. Now they got hour 25, and it's going. Both to and in fro. So one knockdown each, yeah. Yeah, right. The Stockings in the very first bit, about 1 hour and a quarter. Johnny Love's coming down. Right, so they keep going on this marathon war. You know, imagine blood, their eyes are black. Anyway, they get to hour 25. Yeah, they get to hour 26, hour 27. They're approaching the hour and a half mark. They get through the hour and a half mark. Nothing's changed. Bang, bang, to and fro, to and fro, to and fro. This absolute marathon war. Two warriors, two men that get punch hard, two men very hard men, just giving it some. The old Bill were loving it. You know, half of the crime in North London ain't been solved this day because they're here watching his fight. They're loving it. The crowd are loving it. He's just going nowhere. Now, what is about to happen, post-fight, yeah, I'll go forwards to go backwards, if you like. Stockings' eyes, without warning, just go, they swell, just close, without warning. Okay, end of fight. So Stockings says to Johnny Love, how can I fight you when I can't see you? I have no option but to shake your hand and give your best. I can't see you, my eyes are closed. So they agreed, shook hands in good fashion, and they said, right, we'll go for a beer. So what we're about to know, what we're about to learn, going forward, I'll explain coming backwards how close he was to death. So they said, right, shake hands, go for a beer. So Stockings goes for a beer, necks a beer, and he's violently sick. So he says to his wife, something's not right here. I have to go to the hospital. So he has to make his excuse, well, he doesn't make excuses, he has to explain to the crowd and Johnny Love, in great old fashion, go for a beer after this war, this marathon fight, I have to go to the hospital. So it's North Middlesex Hospital he goes into, and anyway, he waits his turn and gets in there, and the doctor says, yeah, and what's happened? And so it's no big secret. Normally you maybe say if you had an injury, you wouldn't tell the doctor how you got it, because you've been fist fighting, it's illegal, but because the old Bill was there, maybe secret. He said, well, what happened? He said, I took a punch, went down, I've just had a fight, a straightener. So, okay, inspect the wound, that was the main thing at the back of the head, the hole in the back of the head, and goes to the x-ray, and the doctor come out and, you know, the one-on-one, he said, what's happened here, Mr. Smith? The reason your eyes are swollen and closed, and you've been vomiting, it's consistent, the x-rays say that you've had a fractured skull. And that's why it's one of the symptoms with a fractured skull is your eyes just close in, you know, any given time, just close up. And you vomit. That's another, you know, sick. That's another telltale sign. So what happens, the doctor then says, well, it was a good job that blow, it happened late in the fight, you know, and not early, because people can carry on fighting, but it could have been close to death. He said that happened in the very first punch. The doctor said, in the first punch, you fought 1.5 hours, yes, with a fractured skull in a fist fight. He said, yes, sir. He said, Mr. Smith, go home and get some rest, have a couple of weeks off, consider yourself very lucky you have not died during this fight. So he literally had to be as hard as concrete to evade death in this marathon fight. Yeah, so that was it. That was the story. Johnny Love's. Jimmy Stockings did say, he said, it wasn't to be. It was Johnny Love's day. I walked onto that right hand and take nothing away from the man. I witnessed them get on well after. I was in their company both once. Love brought him over a beer and vice versa. That was the great side of it. Yeah, 1988, that North London Marathon, Jimmy Stockings very nearly lost his life. But he didn't. He's here to tell the tale. Anyway, that's part 2 of the Jimmy Stockings story. I hope you enjoyed. In the meantime,